Before that time, it was actually believed to be a mythical creature, kind of like a unicorn. So, sort of like seeing a real-life unicorn. And you can't really blame them. It does have those zebra legs and kind of a giraffe-like bone structure, so it is kind of an odd-looking animal. But it is actually the closest known relative to the giraffe and has no relation to the zebra or the unicorn whatsoever.
Double track. The fence.
Now there are a lot of animals that live out here in the Little Ituri Forest, but many of them do have very distinctive fur colors that really help them blend in with their surroundings. So it's important to keep a sharp eye out. I actually think I am seeing a couple animals up ahead on our left side there. The first one I noticed was a tannish antelope, a greater kudu, kind of looks like a deer. And then there are also some copper-colored antelope, and those are the bongo. Now those are some female greater kudu. You can tell because they do not have any horns. Only the male of the species are going to have those corkscrew horns that you can see on the spotting guide above you, while the females do not. But both those male and female bongos do have horns that are sort of twisted backwards. And that helps them move very quickly through the underbrush of the forest that they call home. Now we're going to keep rolling here, and we will be heading on down to the Safi River. The Safi River is a very beautiful place, but it is also home to some of Africa's most dangerous animals. So hold on to your loved ones and keep those eyes peeled.
Hippo. All the way over there. All the way over there. Hit the hippo.
Well, looks like over there on our left side is actually Africa's most dangerous animal. Not the pink-backed pelicans, but the Nile hippopotamuses. Now, hippos are actually herbivores. They're going to get up to about 5,500 pounds just by eating grass and other plants. But they get that most dangerous reputation because they are incredibly territorial, and they do have tusks that can grow up to 18 inches long, which is well over a foot. They're going to use those to defend themselves and their territory when necessary, and sometimes when not strictly necessary. And those pink-backed pelicans, they do get their name from that pinkish color. They're going to get right underneath their wings during mating season. Just a little bit of pink. Sort of like the same way that we blush when we see someone we like. And make sure we all do remain fully seated for me here, friends, our entire safari. But especially while we're on this bridge up ahead, because we are going to be rolling over some Nile crocodiles.
Crocs.
Now Nile crocodiles can up to about 16 feet in length, which is going to be almost as long as a giraffe is tall. They also do have a bite force of about 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, which is going to be strong enough to crush through the bones of their prey quite easily, in fact. And while that prey is mostly going to be fish, it also does include the occasional zebra, wildebeest, and even very unlucky human that does happen to wander by when a crocodile might be hungry. So, I don't know about you guys, but I personally am glad we're off that bridge and moving on.
Moving right along.
And it does look like the trees have thinned out a bit up ahead, so we will be rolling on into the savanna next. The savanna grasslands here in Africa do stretch for hundreds and hundreds of beautiful miles, and a lot of different animals do call this area home. I'm not seeing too many yet, but they're out here. Looks like there is one lone white-bearded wildebeest way off. Oh, there's the whole herd off on our distance on the right side, but we're going to loop around and get a lot closer to them in just a second here. Now, it does look like over here on our left side, sleeping on top of that cave, that spotted fuzzy thing is a spotted hyena. Now, hyenas do live in matriarchal clans, which means that the lowest ranking female is still going to rank above the highest ranking male. They're also very vocal creatures, and they do have a variety of calls. Anything from that maniacal giggling that you might know them for, to a more ghostly whooping sound. Now, way in the back there on our left side, those are some sable antelope. Now, they are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, so if they look familiar, that's probably why. And that's because they do use those long horns that they have to defend themselves against predators, unlike most antelope. And that is reminiscent of how we fight to defend our animals against poachers. Now we're passing through this herd of white-bearded wildebeest. They're also known as the Gnu, spelled G-N-U, and that's after the sound that they make. It's a soft, newing sound. They do have one of the largest migration patterns in all of Africa. About 1.5 million of them will move anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles every year, which seems like quite a lot of walking, but you guys probably know how that feels.
I guess I'd walk 500 miles.
Coming up ahead over on our right side, there is a herd of teeny tiny little animals, and those are the springbok, those more colored antelope back there. Kind of got that graham cracker chocolate marshmallow pattern going on. But the springbok do get their name for their ability to leap 6 feet up in the air and 13 feet forward. And they're also one of the fastest animals out here on the savanna, because obviously they have very powerful legs. And they can actually reach speeds of about 50 miles an hour, which is going to be almost fast enough to outrun a cheetah. Keyword there being almost. Now up ahead here on our left side, I am seeing a tower of Maasai giraffe. So we have Maasai giraffe here on the reserve. They have a very messy coat pattern, and each one is unique, like a fingerprint. The adults are going to be anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall, but there are some babies out here as well. When they're born about 5 to 6 feet tall. And the very first thing that they experienced coming into this world was a 6-foot drop to the ground. They had to learn how to walk, stand, and run, all within an hour of being born. But they seem to be doing alright.
Adorable.
Now most of them are eating, because that is what giraffes are going to do about 20 hours out of every day. They're going to eat. It's not going to leave much time for sleeping, so they're only going to sleep about 20 to 30 minutes every day. Most of that's done standing up, and sometimes even with their eyes open. We're going to get very close to this baby giraffe here on our right side. Make sure you keep your hands and arms inside the truck at all times.
Hello.
He's right here, Gray.
He's looking at me.
Oh, good.
Alright, thanks so much, guys.
That was awesome.
And it looks like over there on our right side as well, there is an African elephant. Kind of hard to see in the grass over there.
Hey.
Might be able to see it better as we loop around here in just a second. You can kind of see him there. Not really his best angle, but slightly better look.
But you can see it.
It is probably a male African elephant. You can tell because he does appear to be by himself. Usually the males are going to travel alone or with just one other elephant friend. And it is the females who are going to gather in herds. Now those herds are led by the oldest and wisest female. She's going to lead the herd through the savanna, make decisions for the herd, and teach the baby elephants essentially how to be an elephant, which obviously is a very important job. through some red clay pits here, so that could be a good sign that there might be more elephants in the area. They do like to eat the red clay for the nutritious minerals inside. So keep our eyes peeled. Oh, there's an elephant over there on our left side. Almost missed it there. Now we do have African elephants here on the reserve. Their ears are going to be much, much larger, and they're kind of shaped like the continent of Africa. Meanwhile, Asian elephant ears are going to be much smaller in comparison, and they're sort of shaped like the country of India. Looks like there's actually a couple elephants hanging out in this area. There's some up ahead off in the distance. So this is probably one of those female herds that I was talking about. The other ones are going to be a little bit hard to see, but they're up ahead on our left. So you keep your eyes peeled out there as we roll around here. You might catch a glimpse. But here immediately on our left side, there is a flamboyance of greater flamingos. And over on our right side, there are a couple of Ankole cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle, after the tribe that very first domesticated them. They are actually the only domesticated animal we have here on the reserve. And these greater flamingo are the lightest pink of all the flamingo species. And they do get that color from the brine shrimp in their diet. When they're born, they're actually a bit of a gray color, and they slowly get more pink as they get older and with the more shrimp that they eat.
There you go.
They're also going to get pretty tall. They can get up to about 4.5 feet tall, but they do only weigh around 9 pounds. So while they are a very tall bird, they're not going to be a very large bird. We are rolling on around a mud pit here on our left side, so usually some animals that like to hang out around the mud pits, especially during the day, they might roll around in the mud to help them cool off a little bit, so keep your eyes peeled. It looks like there's a cheetah walking down there on our left side, a couple of them actually. Now cheetahs are the fastest land mammal, and they can reach speeds of about 60 miles an hour in under just 3 seconds. Now when they're going that fast, they will use their tail like a rudder, helps them change direction. And they're also one of the only big cats that do most of their hunting during the daytime. So to help combat the sun's glare, you can kind of see they have a black tear-shaped mark runs from their eye down their fur. And that helps reduce that glare, sort of like sunglasses can for us. Yes. They are both female.
Okay. She goes.
That's cool. Whoa.
Couple more laying down over there on our left side as well. Kind of look like logs with spots, so moving around a little bit. Alright, now we're going to keep rolling in up ahead here. There is a kopje, a large rock formation that sticks up out of the grasslands, and you can sometimes find predators atop it. Actually, looks like there is one asleep over there on our left side.
The lion.
Obviously that is a male lion because he does have that luxurious mane. And that mane is actually going to weigh about 40 pounds. It's actually going to get darker as he gets older as well. So it's about mid-range mane. This is how you're going to find lions about 16 to 20 hours out of every day, just lying around. They're going to do most of their hunting at night because at night their vision's about 6 times better than it is during the day. During the day, it's really only about as good as ours. It isn't the best eyesight.
There's another.
And it's going to be those lionesses who do most of the hunting. All the male lions like to stay back and watch over the cubs. I should probably keep an eye on these water buck here, these brown antelope. And as the name suggests, the water buck do like to live near water. And when they go in the water, their fur is going to secrete an oily, smelly substance, and that is thought to help make them
I know
waterproof.
why they do that. I don't know why they're called water bucks. I know why they're called water bucks because they make it smell. Yeah, so the lions can't get
Yep. Murder
Look at the beans.
Do not pass the murder beans.
Murder beans.
Pass the murder beans.
What else there is to see up here?
Why lions lay on walls?
Does look like up ahead on our right side, I'm seeing a couple of Bontebok.
Oh, yep.
The Bontebok are a bit of a conservation success story. At a point in time, there's actually only about 17 of them left in existence, which was unfortunately due to poaching. But when people realized that, they gathered up all the Bontebok that they could find and put them on protected land. So now their numbers are slowly but surely growing once again. Those eggs that are on the ground as well there, those are some ostrich eggs. Now those are going to weigh about 3 pounds each, and they're strong enough that an average grown human can stand on them without them breaking. I wouldn't really recommend testing that out though, because fully grown ostriches do have kicks that are strong enough to kill a lot of potential predators. That list does include lions and also humans as well.
There you go.
Must have been a sick ostrich.
Allegedly.
Now we're going to roll on through Magadi Glen here, one of the newest areas of our reserve, and it was made possible by the Disney Conservation Fund. They do fund a lot of our projects and research here on the reserve, as well as conservation research around the world. While there's usually not too much to see, it is a very beautiful area, so it's quite bumpy. But it is a really good look at the natural Africa that we are fighting hard to protect. Now you can join us in that fight by doing very simple things at home that do include recycling. Anything that you can really does help put a stop to deforestation, but especially any of your electronics, as a lot of electronics are made with a mineral called coltan, and that's found in the habitats of many of the animals that we saw here today. Now another way you can help if you're feeling so inclined is by donating to that Disney Conservation Fund. You can do that at any food or merchandise location here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Disney will match whatever you donate, $1 for $1, cent for cent. You might even get a very cool butt hazard, so don't be afraid to ask about that. I'm going to be dropping you folks off up ahead here, but we are a little bit backed up, so it might just take a couple minutes to get over there.
Okay, cool.